Yeah.
So my question is, do you keep people in your life, material?
No. In fact, I am the king of extricating. I cut people ruthlessly out of my life. Not ruthlessly, it's just like when they're toxic or whatever, it doesn't work. And I think there were times in my past when I think the thing that you're talking about, if I can be presumptuous, is like the thing that's inspiring is when you're pulled down to your studs. And the fastest way to do that is to be in a relationship with somebody who you think has power over you, and you give them power, and they mistreat you, and then you feel bereft, and you feel sort of like adrift, but at the same time you yearn for them, and that kind of like desperation really can pull you down to the studs in a way that few things can. Do you know what I mean? Like, at least that's the way it's been for me. But I get that feeling sometimes when my kid is in pain. I get that feeling when I can feel that way a lot if I just allow myself to be vulnerable. And it's easier to do in a romantic relationship because there's so much fiction involved that you can kind of like abdicate responsibility. And I'm not speaking for your relationship, but in my history, it's really easy to give somebody power over you and allow them to destroy you and build you up. And I'm out of that game. Doesn't mean I don't feel it, but I'm out of that game of giving my power away to somebody who doesn't deserve it. And only giving it to people who sort of are in my small, I see it as like rings of a tree. Like the center ring, there's only a few people, then you can put people in the other ring. Sometimes you have to push them to outer rings. But like, I just have a handful of people, and but I feel, if I'm dialed into the universe, I feel like I can feel pulled down to the studs and emotionally vulnerable without having to be manipulated by somebody who sucks. I can feel it just by like the world occurring. And it doesn't mean there's also magical moments. I'm only looking at the negative. But the feeling of being empowered by somebody who loves you and you feel sexy for the first time that you haven't felt sexy in a long time, and you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, oh my God, I'm actually sexy. This is great, and then you write a song like Come and Get Higher, or you write a song like Still, and you feel like liquid. I think I'm out on giving people any of that power, good or bad. I think I want it to come from me, and I want to be able to feel it, and I want to be able to remember it, and I want to be able to experience it, but I don't want to go on the roller coaster of giving myself to somebody that doesn't deserve to have me. If that makes any sense. It's sort of a long answer, and it sounds negative, but it's not. It's like, I just spent much of my life chasing something that was not worth chasing. You know what I mean? Just, you love me? Am I worth it? And it's yeah, I'm fucking worth it. I just gotta remember that, you know what I mean? Sometimes. I gotta tell myself every 10 minutes. Because it disappears real quick. It's crazy, that part's crazy. But so I feel you but I never keep people around. I've started to just run that gauntlet real fast. Especially as I get older, you can see the signs and you're like, oh, yeah, no, fuck this person. Okay, moving on. I do that with my family, I've done that with my mother, it's just like that. No, you're terrible. And unless you want to meet me here, then we can meet. If you don't want to meet me here, I'm not your recruit. You're not my fucking drill sergeant. You did this to me. I didn't do it to you. So if you don't want to hang, we're not going to hang. And I say the same thing to my kid now. I say, Bubba, you don't owe me shit. We did this to you. So hopefully we're doing a good job and you can stick around and you feel supported by us. And when you don't at 18, you can peace out, but hopefully you don't. It's it's our job. It's to help her. Her job is not to help us. Dude. Doesn't feel like it right now. As an outsider, this feels pretty synergistic. But yeah, I'm a difficult person apparently, or I'm not an easy hang or something, but it's not even that. It's I just don't suffer stupid shit, and I don't want to talk about stupid shit, and I don't want to hang, and I really like to get to the meat of stuff, and most people I do like good superficial hang every once in a while. I call them the good 20-minute hang, where you're like, yeah, man, it's great, yeah, yeah. This is what this business is. It's like constantly finding people where you're like, love you. But like Richard Marx, I fucking love. Like there are people in it that you can find. So yeah, I got ex-friends all over the place. It's like, I got some crazy stories. We all do. Yeah, this is great, you guys. This is like Oprah. So I've been reading, I usually read like 3 or 4 books at the same time. And because we've been on tour and it takes up all of my brain space, I have City of Quartz, which is about Los Angeles. It's this guy, Mike Davis. It's a nonfiction. I am reading that Kennedy book Stephen King wrote about the assassination of JFK, and somebody goes, I like to read kind of trashy, I like to read a little bit of nonfiction, and then I also have East of Eden, which I haven't started yet, but that's the other one that's sitting by my bed, and I think I might go pick up Demon Copperhead, which everybody seems to like, and my wife liked it. So I think those are the 3 that I have in play. Yeah, it's great. What are you reading? We're in the perfect place. Ah, damn. That's great. All right. Yeah, I like to sprinkle a little nonfiction in there too. Even if it's Alex Van Halen's autobiography, I'll take it. You know what I mean? Where he makes up things. Oh.
And headphones, because after headphones, he goes, all done Matt Nathanson.
3 is good, I'll take it. If you can bottle that and give it to me, I'll get my kid to admit that she even likes me. The other day I said, Bubba, someone asked me what your favorite song of mine was. She goes, Boston accent, but not the album version. I like the live one where Neil plays the drums louder. I'm like, is that the only one? She's like, yeah, pretty much. So yeah, I feel like 3 is a win, and if you could help me, I would gladly. I'll bring you in as like a consultant. There was something over here. I want to stay over here and then move back.
So, in Orlando the other night, you mentioned a lot about, you said a little bit first night too, right, about learning to let people go and let them be who they're going to be and people figure out themselves. And I just read this book, and I don't know if you read it, whatever I could copy, but let them.
No shit. This is my new book, apparently. Mel Robbins, The Let Them Theory. Okay, great. Yeah. No. But I love it. I'm way in.
But I did have one question, because it amazes me that you have so much, with every night you have different songs, right? And you have all these songs.
Yeah.
You guys get there.
Capo positions are a real son of a bitch. I don't know where the capo goes. Yeah.
And I often have to work myself, think about all the brain space you spend on sports or other things that aren't there. Like, does your wife ever say, hey, you didn't have all this songs in your head, or you said, like, I'm on the beach, and everybody knows what you're talking about.
Yeah. We have anybody here a roomie? Raise your hand. We have a Patreon group that's pretty fun, and we do a monthly Zoom, and people said, you have ADHD. And I had to ask my therapist, I said, do I have ADHD? He's like, no, you don't. And I was like, are you sure? These people that have watched me on the computer tell me. He's like, yeah, no, I've been your therapist for 20-something years. You don't have ADHD. And I was like, thank God. Not that I think ADHD is bad, but I was like, I need another fucking bunch of letters put with my name, like I need a hole in the head. So yeah, well,
What is it in your brain because you spend so much on music and other things, right?
I just think music is the greatest thing in the world. So luckily my wife, who was my lady friend at the time, is just as into it. So she's into it differently, but she'll hang with me. I'll be like, tonight I really want to watch the Diane Warren documentary on Masterclass. Like, she's like, do you want to watch a movie, something with fiction that has a story arc? And I was like, sure. And then we'll be looking, I'm like, oh, but that Diane Warren documentary on Masterclass. And then she's like, I'll watch that. And we watch it, and she's like, oh, that was cool. I like that, so. And then every morning I get it. I mean, I am she is an incredible human. So, I mean, it's not even in like a way that everybody says pejoratively, whatever. They'll be like, my wife's the great. It's like that, my human that I linked up with is pretty magical. It doesn't mean she doesn't have some, annoying things, right? We all do. But it doesn't matter. She's the shit. And one of the things is that I'll wake up at 3 in the morning and say, I can't believe that this is this. And then she'll wake up and go, I understand that. Are we talking now? And I'll be like, I need to sort of process this. She's like, okay. I called her the other night, like 4 in the morning, and I was like, here's the thing about humans, and we're all alphas. It's a house of alphas, 3 alphas. And so I think when I go away, if this is the shortest answer I can give you, is like, when I go away, I think for her it's a little bit of a break. She loves me, but she's like, I said, you miss me when I'm gone, right? She's like, you know that feeling when you're at the spa and they put the warm blanket on you? Kind of feels like that. You're gonna leave the spa at some point, but it's just a nice moment. So yeah, I'm constantly moving. Just because my brain is looking for trouble, so if I can feed it with information and learning, then it doesn't upend my life. God, you guys bringing gifts and kind words. This is great. I'm going to put this book in this fucking bag. I know I have my boat tote, but now I can put that in the boat tote. I mean, God bless you for that. Oh my God, this is great.
Yeah, it's kind of all
Virginia swag. Oh, dope. Thank you. Yeah. I love journals. Oh my God, I love those. Dude, this is the best. When we get out of here, I'm gonna look through this thing like it's like Christmas. Thank you so much. I love it. Virginia is for lovers. Oh, and more gifts? All right, any other questions? I love getting shit, but this feels a little, oh my God. Thanks, Linda. Thanks, guys. I know, but you brought it. You're like, I'm not gonna kid, you know what I'm saying? Okay. You're the best. Thanks, Linda. Good to see you. Hit me. I know, I'm pretty much gonna move you to the end of the line.
I was a little sad to hear, like, her music seems to do it a lot for me. I get what you're saying, but are there any new artists that you are?
Oh my God, I love music. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's not awesome and there isn't great shit. It's just, it's different than it's ever been because it went through an upheaval with technology and then the fact that nobody has any idea what they're doing. Before, we wanted to abolish the gatekeepers. That was like the big thing about tech. It was really fun. I thought it was going to be awesome. And what I thought was going to happen, I talked to my friend Jonathan about this a lot, my old manager. It's like we thought that music was going to win. Like we were like, this is awesome, man. The gatekeepers are going to be gone. We're not going to have to deal with record label people who tell you what to like. And what won wasn't music, but it was celebrity. And so that's not fun. I don't like celebrity. It's not fun to me. So there's a ton of music I love. Trying to think of a good example. Odie Lay is this woman out of Michigan. Put a record out that I love. Love the Chaperone stuff. That Kendrick's Super Bowl performance has me going back to newer Kendrick stuff that I kind of slept on because it was kind of outside of my great hip hop, like great music, but especially great hip hop always feels like 5 years ahead of me, and so I always come to it a little late. And so watching the Super Bowl, I realized like, oh Jesus! And I went back and dug in, and I was like, been stunned by his new record, like stunned. So yeah, it's fun there's so much good music. It's just harder to find, and there's a lot less effort. It seems like we're in a kind of an effort-free time. Doesn't mean there's not great effort put, you know what I mean? Like, but a lot of people, stuff that people really like, I'll go listen to and I'll be like, oh, that sounds kind of half-assed to me. If that makes any sense. Yeah.
So, since you're in DC,
Yeah.
the capital, I'm curious, is there any song you've ever written where you said, now that's a political revolutionary song? People may or may not see it that way right now, but really, that's me being subversive.
I don't think music's job anymore. It ties into this. Politics has stolen all the rock and roll moves. And I don't think people care about music in the same way. I don't think music inspires revolution like it did when Bob Dylan made music or Joni made music or... I just think, I wish it did. But the sphere of influence has shifted. And I liked it better when Dylan would write a song like Masters of War and you'd be like, yes. Or, you name it. So no, I don't know. Whitney Houston's National Anthem that I played at the beginning, that was a way darker song when I originally had the idea. And I went in to write it with Donovan Woods and Laurie McKenna, and they kind of made it better, but took away a lot of the stuff that I thought was going to be important there. And so I think it's really good, better than it would have been if it had been the thing that I had written about, which was kind of George Floyd and how long it takes to listen to Whitney Houston's National Anthem and how long it took for the police officer to kill him. And I thought, like, but it's not really my place to do that. That's not my thing. I can't. Doesn't mean I don't think it, but it's like Kendrick writes, like I think it's for other voices, The straight white man telling you how he feels about politics is a little bit, doesn't mean I don't think we have valid shit to say, but it just hits a little different in 2025. If that makes any sense.